Hello everyone, today we are learning about types of nursing equipment and linen. In that first, hospital housekeeping. Confidence of the patient increase when the patient is welcomed by neat and clean environment of the hospital, and the hospital housekeeping service comprise of activities related to cleanliness, maintenance of healthy environment and good sanitization service, keeping the hospital premises free from pollution. In short, it is the service directed towards a clean, safe, mentally comfortable environment. So, by this housekeeping, we can give proper environment to the patient, clean environment and also safe environment to the patient. Now, what is the definition of the housekeeping? Housekeeping is defined as a provision of a clean, comfortable and safe environment for the patient and public in the hospital setup. Effective housekeeping services help to control and prevent infection in the hospital. That will be reduce the suffering of patient. So, what is housekeeping? Housekeeping means it is the one type of provision. It provides clean, comfortable and safe environment to the patient and also family members, and by this control and prevent infection in the hospital, and it will reduce the medical care cost and enhance patient satisfaction. By this, or we can say by housekeeping services are proper, then enhance the patient satisfaction and also we will reduce the medical care cost. Now, what are the aims of the housekeeping? First one is to achieve maximum efficiency possible in the care and comfort of the patient and in the smooth running of the hospital. So, we are achieving the maximum efficiency for the comfortable of the patient, and then second one is to establish a welcoming atmosphere and continuous reliable service from the staff and all department. Also, we are providing the good environment and atmosphere to the staff members and staff members of the all department. Then next is to ensure a high standard of cleanliness in all areas. So, all over the hospitals we are providing the good standards and cleanliness to the patient. Next is to establish a good working relationship with other department. Whatever department are going on, in that all department having a good working relationship, so it will be established by the clean environment and safe environment. Then to ensure that safety and security regulation by all staff members of the hospital, and to control quality of sanitary equipment and clean agent. And last point is to maintain a proper record and feedback. Whatever procedures are going on, that will be record and also given various feedback about the housekeeping. Now, components of the housekeeping. In that, service of housekeeping include comfort, adequate water supply, then sanitization and cleanliness. So, housekeeping department also include the comfort environment and comfortable of the we can say patient having proper position and proper environment. By this, patient feel comfortable. Then adequate water supply, proper water supply is given to the patient as well as the relatives and staff members also. Then sanitization and cleanliness, also maintain proper disposable of the biomedical waste. In this picture you can see the biomedical waste, color coded biomedical waste, black bag, red bag, blue bag, green bag, yellow bag and other puncture proof. By these biomedical waste, housekeeping should be dispose the proper waste material. Then hospital infection control, by the housekeeping and clean environment we will control the infection of the hospitals. Then pest and rodent control, then odor control and also proper sewage disposable. So, these all are the components of the housekeeping, and these housekeeping services include these type of components. By this, we can provide good environment to the patient. Now, what are the purpose of the cleaning? First one is to leave a clean polished surface where possible so that dirt may not be accumulate. So, we are going to clean the provide a patient to clean surface. So, Next one is to prolong the life of articles, then to keep the articles in such a condition that they are ready for use at any time. So whatever articles are used, that will be after using this you have to clean, and proper condition we have to check. So after that in any type of procedure we can use anytime. Then next is to remove all dust, dirt and breeding place of the microorganism with least disturbance to the client, and last to maintain the aesthetic factors. These all are the purpose of the cleaning. Then next is the principles of the good housekeeping. So first principle, dust cling to the moist surface, a dry duster scatter the dust. So both type of dusting will be occur. Moist surface dusting also done by the moist surface, and also dry dusting is done by the housekeeping department. Then dusting is done after sweeping. After sweeping dusting should be done. So we are going to provide a clean surface. Then third is the soap and water are used for cleaning. Whenever we are going to clean the hospital surface or hospital environment, that time soap and water will be used. Then friction aids in mechanical cleaning. Abrasive are harmful to the painted and polished surface. So bacteria grows in dark, moist and under places. Some bacteria are grow in the dark places. So disinfection by chemical dependent upon the cleanliness of the articles, the strength of the disinfectant and length of the exposure, and effective sterilization depend upon the cleanliness of the articles and degree of heat and length of the exposure. So different types of articles we are using in the hospital. According to that we have to clean them and maybe sterile them. Sterilization should be done, and it depends upon the condition of the articles, or we can say types of the articles. Then next is the heat, chemical, abrasive and solvent are harmful to some materials. So whatever material are using, so we have to maintain their capability by the check. We can say choosing the correct simplest method of the cleaning, save time, material and energy, equipment suitable for the purpose for which it is used and good condition, conveniently located and arranged to save time, material and energy, that leaves the unit neat and tidy always. So these all are the principles of the good housekeeping. Now care of rubber goods. In this picture you can see the rubber material. Which are the rubber materials? Gloves, Mackintosh, different rubber materials are there. In that the rubber goods in common use are air cushion, Mackintosh, hot water bottle, ice cap, ice collar, rubber tube, catheter, rectal tube, gloves, then air and water mattress. These all are the rubber material goods. To prolong the life of the rubber goods, following points should be kept in mind. In that first point, purchase rubber goods only after their nature and durability have been investigated. Whenever we are going to purchase the rubber material articles, we have to check the nature and durability of the materials and rubber goods. Then second point, protect them from exposure to heat, light, moisture and chemicals. We have to protect them from the exposure of the heat, also light, moisture and chemicals. Do not crease or fold them. Whenever we are using rubber material goods, then we don't have to fold them or crease them. Never use any pins to fix rubber goods in any places. Then never expose them to sunlight. We are never expose rubber materials to the sunlight, and also never fix with the pins. Then another point, never dry by article heat or by contact with a radiator or stove, and also keep them free from grease and acids. Rubber materials are always free from grease and acids, otherwise it will be damage to the rubber goods. Then next is avoid contact with the metal goods. Apply powder on the surface of the rubber good while storing to avoid contact of two surfaces. Whenever we are going to store them, we have to apply any type of powder of the surface of the rubber goods, so it will not stick to each other. Then do not press out of shape by any weight or tie in knots. Then do not hang on hook or nails. Also check the reaction of chemicals if chemicals are used for disinfection of rubber goods. Put them in boiling water if soiling process is used for disinfection. If rubber goods are using for the sterilization, then we have to disinfect by the boiling water if it is possible. Then if autoclaving is used, a short period of exposure is recommended with less pressure. Whenever we are autoclave the rubber goods, that time we have to expose them for the short period. Now in that first rubber material is Mackintosh. In this picture you can see this is the Mackintosh. So care of the rubber Mackintosh. How we can care? In that first, spread the Mackintosh on a flat surface and wet it with cold water. We have to first spread the Mackintosh on a flat surface and wet with the cold water. Clean the upper surface with soap and water using clean towel and cloth. After the we are going to use cold water, we have to clean the upper surface with the soap and water. And after soap and water, we have to clean with the towel or any type of cloth. Then clean the outer side using same process. Then wash both surface under running water. Then clean strain by using proper method if necessary. If any type of strain which is not going to clean with the soap and water, then some specific method we can use for that. Then use Lysol or Dettol. It will be 1:40 ratio for the disinfectant. So whenever we are going to use Lysol or Dettol, that time we are maintaining these ratio 1:40 for the disinfection of the rubber Mackintosh. Then hang them with wrinkle on a horizontal cylindrical pole if in shade to dry, and after drying powder them lightly with French chalk powder and store them either flat or roller in dark cool place in an airtight container. Whenever we are going to store them, that time using the French chalk powder, and after drying we are going to place the Mackintosh maybe in a flat surface or in a roller manner. Now next, care of the rubber gloves. This is rubber gloves. So for that, first point, ask the wearer of the gloves to wash them on their hands just before gloves are removed to prevent adherence of blood and other organic material. Before removing the gloves, we have to ask the wearer that they are going to wash them, so some bloods or organic materials that will be washed out. And after removing from the hand, wash them with soap and cold water, first from outside, then inward and repeat inside. So after removing, we have to wash with the soap and water, and also from the outside and inside. Then rinse well with water from both sides and separate the turns gloves. So both we are going to separate the gloves and hang them to the dry from both sides. So we have to dry from the both side of the inner and outer part. Now next is the care of the linen. In hospitals, some different types of linen are used. So this is the linen material. So how we are going to care them? So care of the linen. First, hospitals utilize a large quantity of linen such as gown, towel, bedding and daily basis. Care of linen is important as it is necessary item from the working of hospital. Spoiling and wastage of linen should be avoided by following guidelines. These are the guidelines for avoiding the wastage of the linen materials. So first guideline is keep the linen cupboard neat and tidy. Different items should be stocked separately and labeled to prevent confusion and loss of energy. So we are going to properly store them and also separate and label them. So by that we are not going to confuse and also loss of energy. Then second is the cupboards should be locked when it is not in use. Whenever we are not using them, that time cupboard should be locked. Care should be taken to avoid linen being taken home by the client on their discharge. So we have to take care about this. Whenever patient are going to discharge, that time we have to check that patient are not take with them. Then misuse of linen must be avoided. Also torn linen should be stitched in time and soiled linen should not be placed floor. So if linen is soiled, then we are not going to use them. Then damp linen should be dried first, if not immediately washed. If it is not washed, that time we have to dry it first. Then linen soiled with urine or stool should be rinsed with cold water first to remove stain. So we are going to use the cold water for the cleaning these type of linens. Use Mackintosh whenever it is necessary. And the linen of infection client should be disinfected first and then sent to the laundry. So first we have to disinfect the linen and then after we have to send the laundry. Now next is the care of the blankets. So protect the blanket from dust by sheet under and over it. So whenever we are going to place the blanket on the cot, that time we have to protect them by the sheet under and over the blanket. Brush occasionally to remove the dust. Clean blanket by dry cleaning. So by the dry cleaning we are going to clean the blanket. To disinfect, expose them to sunlight. For the disinfection of the blanket, we are going to take into the sunlight, place into the sunlight. Then while storing the blanket, use naphthalene balls to protect them from moth and cover the blanket with dust proof sheet and keep them in dry place. Then next is the care of the furniture. Adequate supply and cleanliness of bedding, linen and furniture is necessary to provide an environment favorable to recovery of the patient, and purpose of them to prevent the damage, then to keep the furniture clean, to remove stain and to prolong the life of the furniture. So we are going to care them. By the care we are going to prevent the damage of the furniture. So it will be lifelong or we can say we are going to use for long time. Also we are remove the stain of the furniture and also remove the or keep clean furniture. So in the hospital, types of furniture I use in the two types. First is the wooden and metal. Two types of furniture are used in the hospital side. So both are going to care by the separate type of the methods. So for that, cleanliness and disinfection of the furniture. First, wipe the dust on the furniture using a piece of dry, clean, soft cloth daily, followed by damp dusting. So we have to daily damp dusting of the furniture. So that will be clean and soft. Then wipe any water or chemical from the polished surface of the furniture to avoid any stain and damage, and also disinfect iron, steel, plastic furniture and incubator using 2% of the glutaraldehyde, 2% of Savlon every day after discharge or death of the patient. So we if any type of steel material are there or any plastic material or any type of incubator are used, so after the discharge of the patient or death of the patient, we are going to clean with the glutaraldehyde, that will be 2%, Savlon 2% every day. Whenever patient are discharged, after discharging we are going to clean with these material. Then follow the cleaning and disinfecting procedures for the different furniture item. Furniture which can be washed using stream jet of water should be washed with soap and cold water and dried in the sun before disinfecting. Whenever we are going to disinfect it, first we have to wash with the cold water, soap water, and wash with them, and then after we have to dry in the sun, then we have to disinfect it. Use oil grease for wheels of chair, trolleys and beds. If any type of chair, wheels or trolley beds etc. are using, that time we have to grease with the oil. Do not overload the shelf of the cupboards. Also protect wood and linen of the furniture from fire. We have to protect from the fire these type of materials. Teach the ward staff how to handle furniture properly. Then periodically clean and damp dust from cupboards by emptying them and changing paper lining in them. Also ensure timely repair of handles, turn linens, arms, wheels, railing etc. of the furniture. So time to time we have to repair all these type of furnitures and also take care them. Now care of enamelware. These all are the enamelwares. Maybe kidney tray are that. So these all are the enamelwares. So how we are going to care them? First, kidney tray, urinals, sputum mug or feeding cup are the example of the most common enamelware articles. So these are the commonest enamelwares which are going to use in the hospitals. While carrying them, enamelwares articles avoid mishandling of dropping of article. Do not soil for a longer period as may cause erosion of the enamel. So we are not going to soil them for the long time. Prevent the use of strong acid or alkalis as the enamelware get stained. Next is the care of the glassware. So in the hospital different type of glassware are there. In that first is the mirror, windows and doors pans. In that clean the equipment regularly. We are going to clean them on a regular basis. Wash with the soap and detergent, and after that rinse and clean with a dry duster. Also kerosene oil or turpentine oil may be used for dirty pans and excess deposited paint. So we are going to use kerosene oil or turpentine oil. Maybe it is used for the some kind of dirty pans. So second one is the thermometer. In that wash the thermometer with soap and water. After using the thermometer we are going to wash with the soap and water. Then for disinfecting the thermometer, keep it in a good disinfectant such as Savlon. Then avoid placing the thermometer in the disinfectant solution for longer than required time to prevent the removal of the scale marks. So we are going to avoid them for the longer than the required time. So we are going to prevent the removal of the scale marks. Now next is the care of the stainless steel instrument. So these all are the articles or cord of the stainless steel material. So care of the stainless steel instrument. In that common use of stainless steel instrument are mouth gauge, forceps and surgical instrument. So commonly these all are the articles of the stainless steel material is using in the hospital on a regular basis. So for that clean the article immediately after use under running water and after disinfect them. So first after using them we have to clean with the running water and then after we have to disinfect them. Then always use a fresh disinfecting solution and in optimum concentration, because high concentration may lead to the corrosion. So we have to whatever disinfecting solution are used, that will be in a optimum concentration, so it will not be lead to the corrosion. Then do not soil the stainless steel item repeatedly, because these may lead to corrosion and dullness, and prevent the exposure to the high temperature and moisture. Now how we are going to disinfecting the wards equipment? So for that linen and bandage, receive these into a bucket at bedside containing disinfectant lotion, carbolic lotion, ratio 1:40, keep for 4 hours. So, for the linen and bandages, we are going to receive them in the bucket from the bedside, and in the disinfecting lotion we have to keep for the 4 hour, and for the disinfectant we are going to use the carbolic lotion, that ratio is 1:40. Then pus, urine, stool, vomit and sputum are disinfected before disposal in carbolic solution, and for that we have to disinfectant by the 2 hours. Then immerse receptacle in phenyl lotion, that for the 1:20 ratio, and for 2 hours rinse them before use. Infected furniture and Mackintosh, for that mop with carbonic lotion before routine cleaning. Before routine cleaning we have to disinfect them, this infected furniture. So, for that we have used the carbolic lotion and ratio is 1:20. Then infected blanket, pillow and mattresses. In most hospitals these are submitted to stem sterilization. Okay. So, infected blanket or pillow or mattress, that will be sterilized by the stem sterilization. Then crockery and glassware, when it is inconvenient to boil, these may be immersed in a carbolic lotion for 2 hours, wash thoroughly before use. Now another topic is the material management in a hospital. How we are going to manage the material in the hospital. Every healthcare organization requires a continuous stream of material and supply for providing quality care to the patient. So, there are numerous individual items of material required for running a hospital. Larger the size of the hospital, greater the number of the item required. So, whenever some hospital are going on, that time every organization require the some kind of materials, and material required for these hospital running. Then also in the larger size of the hospital, maybe more materials are used. The efficiency of hospital partly consists in maximizing the quality of patient care per unit of cost, while maintaining satisfactory level of the quantity and consumer satisfaction. So, now definition of the material management. What is material management? Material management is defined as planning, organizing, controlling aspect involved in ensuring availability of the necessary supplies, materials, drugs and equipment as and when required. So, whatever material, maybe it will be drugs, it will be equipment. So, these all are the materials, it will be managed. So, material management may be one type of planning, organizing and controlling these all aspects, ensuring that what are the availability of the necessary supply whenever it needed or whenever it requires. Now, objective of the materials management. First objective, to provide adequate supply of equipment and material for the patient care as and when required in term of good quality. So, we are going to provide good supply to supply or equipment to the hospital for the patient care, and it will be in a good quality. Then second objective, to minimize the chance of misuse or wastage of the resources. So, we have to also take care about the misuse and wastage of these type of the resources. Then another objective, to cut down material costs through standardization. We have to cut down the material cost by the standardization of these type of the materials. Then another point is to increase the efficiency of healthcare system and to ensure recycling of the material whenever it is feasible. So, we are going to also recycling them. Now, elements of the material management. In that, first point is the demand estimate. A larger number of items are used in the hospital. It is based on identifying the required item, calculating from the trends in consumption during previous years, reviewing with a resource constraint. So whatever demand is there, we have to first calculate, then also we are going to check the previous year's records and review the resources, and then after we are going to provide the materials. Then for that, second point is the planning. Material planning is a scientific way of determining the requirement that goes into meeting production need within the economic investment policies. It aims at right quality, right quantity, right time, right place and right cost. Material planning is done at all the stages and level of management and is based upon certain feedback, information and reviews. So after this demand estimate, we are going to plan some out. So material planning, in that we have to check the right quality of them, then right quantity, also right time, right place and right cost. Then next, after planning, we have to procurement. So procurement is the process. What is procurement? It is one type of process of acquisition of the goods or services required as raw materials or for operational purpose. It means to gain, buy, purchase, acquire, etc. Point to be noted while procuring goods, such as looking for latest technology, availability of the maintenance and repair facility, low operating cost, then upgradability, installation and guidelines. Procurement of the material, it will be depend upon prioritization of the purpose of the purchase of the materials. So whatever priority are present over there, then fixing the price, then also calling the tenders and quotation. We have to also check the quotation of that, then evaluation of the tenders and quotation. After that we have to evaluate them, and then placement of the order. So after evaluating all these points, we have to place the order, then ensuring the receipt of the material and making the payment. After the placement of the order, we are going to ensure that we are receive the receipt from them and also making the payment of the material or order of the material. Then difficulty in procurement of medical supplies is due to immense variation in specification for the standard item, the number of standard that exist the world and many sources of supply for each standard. So sometime it will be we can say sometime it will be difficult for the medical articles. After procuring, we are going to purchase them. So in the purchasing process, purchasing is one of the important function and administration, and the goal of the purchasing are to purchase the right price, right quality, right quantity, right contractual terms, right time, right source, then right materials, right place, right mode of transportation, right attitude with techniques such as the value analysis, material intelligence, purchase research, SWOT analysis and purchase budget, lead time and analysis. So before purchasing them, we have to check the right price, if it is right, then right quality, right quantity, also right contractual term, also whatever transportation process are going on, that will be in right mode, then right attitude, right sources, also right material. So these all points are we are going to keep in mind. Then next point is the negotiation. Procurement by negotiation is an art of the embodying sophisticated tactic in maneuver by both the buyer and the suppliers. It is an art of arriving at common understanding through bargaining on the essential point. Whenever it is needed, that time we have to bargain them. The contracts such as delivery, specification, price and payment term, etc. Because of the interrelationship of these factors with many others, it is difficult art and require the exercise of executive judgment, tact and common sense, and that bargaining power will be definitely be influenced by the preparedness of the buyer as well as the place and time of the negotiation. So whenever it is needed, we are going to negotiate them if it is possible. Then next point is the materials and methods. The store division is one of the supportive services, as the name suggests, supplying surgical item, general item, linen and stationery item to the different department in the institution. So different type of material are used in different type of wards, and we are going to supply them. Maybe it will be surgical item, maybe some kind of general item like stationery item, maybe linens. So we are going to provide the different type of departments. The main store in the hospital has been segregated into surgical store, general store, linen and stationery store. Purchasing is an exciting component activity and is a vital part of the top management in today's progressive hospitals. A good purchasing system will be reduce the cost of the procurement by the effective standardization procedure and effective evaluation. By the effective standardization procedure and effective evaluation, we are going to reduce the cost of the procurement. A comparative study of some of the surgical item was done to know the benefit of the change procedure in administration, that is the rate contract various limited period inquiry. Now another point is indent. So in this picture you can see the material indent form. This is the example of the indent form. Indent maybe serial number are there, product name, quantity, on which unit, also whenever expected, so expected date, or if any remark. So this is the material indent form, example of the material indent form. So issued by, who is going to issue, and also verified and approved by. In the indent process, indent is a concern with drug supply and equipment needed by a health personnel to deliver health services. The right drug, supply and equipment must be at the right place, at the right time and in the right quantity. In order to that, health personnel deliver the health services. So most hospitals have assessed of rules and regulation regarding procedure of the ordering materials. So almost most hospital having some kind of rules for the regulation of the ordering the materials. In some institution, a purchase committee may be established beyond the purchase department to scrutinizing all the indent of the demand as per the priority of the procurement material. So in some institution or in some hospitals, purchase committee may be established by the management. The basic principle in all these rules and regulation of the procedure is to ensure that maximum value of money is gained from the investment in purchase of the required items. Then the policy on a purchase may vary according to size, structure and complexity of the institution. So it will be according to the size and structure of the institution. However, this will be provide better control over management, material management, and less overlapping and duplication of the transaction, and ensure high quality and quantity of the store and supply. Indent are often improperly scrutinized and unofficial inventory build up at the user area. Further, capital equipment, instrument and furniture are occasionally issued to department in excess of their requirement. So some kind of equipment and instrument and also furniture, these type of material are also required occasionally. So issue it is occasionally. It is therefore necessary for nursing supervisor to periodically inspect the substore attached to each ward and arrange for a return of excess stock equipment. The store should be provide a store written process for documenting receipt of such items. The hospital should have a condemnation committee to review used articles that are to be disposed of. So So after the using of the articles, they have to condemn that. So condemnation committee is also managed by the hospital. At time, it is possible to recycle and reuse material or find some other use for that. In these case of equipment, cannibalization may be possible. If no further use exists, there should be a procedure of laid out for the condemnation and disposable by the incineration or sale of the scrap. Now, next point is the inventory. Inventory is an essential record to be kept regularly as certain item in the patient care unit which may disappear or break easily need a daily count like stethoscope, laryngoscope, Caesar, BP instrument, etc. To discover the risk item, other item can be counted annually or biannually like furniture. So, inventory check of the entire ward should be done on selected days when patients are less in the unit. So, whenever patients are less in the unit, that time inventory check in every ward or entire ward should be done. All the personnel like staff nurses, ward helper and wall checker must be involved in the inventory checking to ensure that adequacy of material in the unit which will enhance the patient care. So, all staff members are involved in these process. Then inventory control in any healthcare agency depend upon the organization of the policy and strategies. Now, definition of the inventory. Inventory is a record of all material procured, received and stored and utilized in the hospital. So, it is one type of record for the all type of material of procured, received, stores and also utilization, how it will be utilized in the hospital. It includes detailed list of all material along with their specification and standard numbers. Now, what are the purposes of that? So, purposes of the inventory in that first point, to make an account of the material held in the ward to check against the recommended standards and to adequate item to be used as and when required. Whenever it is required, that time it will be used. To find out any defect in the material and to request repair or replacement if necessary. If any type of defect find out in the material, that time we are going to request for the repair or replacement. To determine the date and time of maintenance of the equipment, also to identify any loss or damage of any material and replacing it at proper time. So, if find any type of damage, that time we have to replace them in between the proper timing. Then to put the list of defective items which are irreparable for the condemnation. If any defective items are that it will be not repairable, that time we have to condemn that. Now, how to control the inventory? Inventory control is the method of inventory check in which stocking of the material in adequate quantity and kind of material according to the desired satisfaction is kept as per the finance and policy of the organization. Now, types of the inventory control. In that first type, high inventory. High inventory means to stock the material at a larger scale. So, what is high inventory? It is the stocking some kind of material in the larger amount. High inventory lead to huge expenditure, require large storage space and require large handling, leading to spoilage and obstacles of the material sometimes. Then another types is the low inventory. Low inventory, it means to stock the material in less amount than the requirement. So, it may lead to storage capacity of the material frequently and also adds up to the cost and ordering, and also we are going to store them. Then third type is the scientific inventory control. In that scientific inventory control is the stocking of material in adequate quantity which help in keeping the balance of the cost of earning high inventory and cost of shortage scientific inventory are classified into ABC analysis. So these three types are there for the inventory control. First one is the high inventory, second one is the low inventory, and third one is the scientific inventory control. Then function of the inventory control. First point, provide maximum supply services consistent with the maximum efficiency and optimum investment. Then maintain balance between forecasted and actual demand for the material. And also a scientific inventory control can balance the cost of carrying high inventories and cost of the shortage. So for these inventory control, provide the maximum supply service, also maintain the balance between the actual demand of the material, and also scientific inventory control can balance the cost of the materials and also cost shortage. Now next topic is the condemnation. Condemnation is the stocking with the non-functional and obstacle articles and equipments to prevent their reuse. If the cost of repair of any device increase than the actual cost of it, then it should be condemned as per the organizational policy. The condemned articles are sometimes kept for the auctions and for the cannibalization. So maybe some articles are auction or that is extract out of the part of the device which can be reused out of the condemned articles. And the ward in charge should fill the condemnation form, and through proper authority it's sent to the condemnation committee where further action decided upon. So whatever articles are reused, that will be maybe auctioned by them, sent to the auction, and also in the condemnation form ward in charge should be sign them and fill them. Now what are the responsibility of the nursing personnel for the material management? So responsibility of the nursing personnel in material management: in any healthcare agency, a ward unit, the nurse in charge is accountable for its maintenance and to run the day-to-day activity of patient care. Material management is one of the essential aspects to work upon it. Various responsibilities of the nurse in charge in material management are: first, ensure adequate supply of equipment and material at hand all time in good working condition. So we are going to provide the proper equipment, it will be in a good working condition. Then monitor and sustain the quality and safety of the materials. Also monitor the sustainability and quality of the material. And indenting, another point, indenting, receiving, storing, checking and timely replacing of all the necessary equipment, drug and solution. So we have to keep in mind that all these type of equipment are received, indent, store, check by time to time, and also time to time we have to replace them. Then maintaining of the emergency and buffer stock. Then keep a check on misuse or wastage of the resources. Also delegate to someone the responsibility of handling supply and equipment. Then educate the health team in economical use of the materials. Ensure preventing maintenance of the equipment and inventory control. Then arrange and assisting for the material audit. So we have to arrange for the material audit. Then participate in policy making for the material management along with the top level of administration or administrators. Then evaluate the efficacy of the material management system of nursing unit. So these all are the responsibilities of the nursing personnel in the material management. So what we are going to learn today? Today we are learning about the types of nursing equipment and linen, different types of equipment and linen, and care of these equipments and linen, and also condemnation, indent, material management. So we are going to learn these, and also we are learn about the hospital housekeeping. Thank you.